各位央视新闻移动网的网友们，大家好，我是央视记者焦健。那么我现在呢，位于福建建宁里心镇的花果山。那么大家看啊，在我身后啊，就是万亩的这个梨花林，在我身边呢，就是当地的咱们的小网红黄薇，欢迎。
大家好，我们现在所处的是花果山，为什么会叫这个名字呢？花指的就是梨花跟桃花，果呢指的就是黄桃跟黄花梨。
Hua refers to pear and blossoms, and guo refers to their fruits. So, because of the fact that we are famous for the peaches and the pears, we call this place this name. Now let's have a tour around these flowers.
唱两句话。
我和我。我和我的祖国，一刻也不能分割。无论我走到哪里，都留下一首赞歌。
好，谢谢小朋友们，谢谢大家。看你们这个当时唱的也是非常起劲儿。那今天参加这个快闪有没有一些特别的感受？
You were just now very excited singing with the others. How do you feel? Usually, I watch such a singing performance on the TV, but today I am on the scene. It's a totally different experience, and I'm proud of my hometown. My hometown used to be the Central Revolutionary Base, and recently I recited a paper in the textbook saying the story that in June 1963, Chairman Mao paid visit to Jianning and found such a small river pool, and that pool was deserted. So Chairman Mao said we should clean up that pool together with the villages, and together with the villagers, Chairman Mao learned more about the legends of Jianning County, and that story impressed me because Chairman Mao lastly said that if our beautiful scenery is in danger, can we just stand by? That shows me Chairman Mao has deep feeling for Jianning, so I draw such a picture to depict that story, to show my awe and my respect for Chairman Mao. After attending today's event, I will try to draw more pictures about this scenery to show my love for my hometown. So I was deeply impressed by today's performance. Thank you. Could you sing some last words?
一刻也不能分割，无论我走到哪里，都留下一首赞歌。我歌唱每一座高山，我歌唱每一条河，悠悠炊烟，小小村落，路上一道辙。
我们是原来中央苏区县之一，也是福建的母亲河千里。
We used to be one of the key counties belonging to the Sioux area of revolutionary base. In this red land area, many Communist Party members have been fighting for the new China, and about 8 of the top leaders, when the new China was founded, used to live and fight here.
这个是咱们当地的特色吗？
也算是特色吧。
你们经常吃这种
？Is this the local specialty? You can say that. Do you usually eat those mushrooms? Yes. In 2016, he and his family members took all of those poverty-stricken households to build the cooperatives and have helped many villagers to get out of poverty. Is it because of the mountainous area that you are home to a lot of those mushrooms like Agrarian cylindricaea? Yes, because of the climate. In May, because of our mountainous area, it's not very hot, so we can produce those mushrooms. I heard just now that you used to be a poverty-stricken household. Did you rely on the plantation of the mushrooms to get out of poverty? Yes, I used to be a poverty-stricken family, so I took several households together to produce this mushroom. What struck you to go into this business? I used to be a migrant worker in urban areas, and I read something, and I couldn't make a fortune by just doing those jobs in urban areas. So I come back together and work with some others with the support of the government to go into this business. He is the party secretary of our township, and he's responsible for the poverty alleviation job. Could you introduce yourself? My name is Huang. Since I'm responsible for poverty alleviation in the township, I think the key is to cultivate the talents. And Qixian used to be one of the poverty-stricken family members. He had some idea of himself, and he could make a difference with his ambition. So in the early days, he used to have a lot of family members to support, and in our village we didn't have many financial resources or technologies, and we cannot support so many poor family members. And then he found such a new pathway. And he took some other villagers together to build a cooperative. But in the beginning, he didn't have enough financial resource and backup. So when we heard about the story, our township government supported him and the other villagers with about 220,000 RMB yuan in operating the cooperative, and that cooperative has been developing very well. He led a lot of villagers to get out of poverty because of that cooperative. So that's really an inspiring story about poverty alleviation. Of course, we have a series of such ambitious young people who used to live in poverty, and then they get out of poverty because of the industrial development. Our government will give certain policy orientation and the financial support to help those villagers. We have many such good examples. For example, we have a doctor called Dan Huo. He used to be one of the top 10 young entrepreneurs. And today, since it's the festival, it's a very important showcase of our development. Also, we have the Wang and the Dai's partnership. We have many such good models of poverty alleviation, even including the two households working together. I think with the pairing system in mutual support, we can truly implement the central government's poverty alleviation policies. That's really reassuring. What is the revenue coming out of this mushroom? One bag of mushroom will have about over 2 RMB yuan of revenue. One bag. Like Qixing, for 1 year, they can produce about 80,000 bags of such mushrooms. Just me, not the entire cooperative. The cooperative has about 12 poverty-stricken households and some individual farmers producing the mushrooms together. So for 1 year, you could get a revenue of about 80,000 RMB yuan for just one individual. And also, based on the cooperative, there may be some more dividends. Have you tasted their mushroom? Yes, I did. Does it taste different from the other mushrooms produced elsewhere? If you make soup with the mushroom, it's sweeter because in the village it has the highest height above sea level in the surroundings. So, because of the unique temperature, it will be sweeter and it tastes well. Let's move. We could see some other specialties. Could you introduce what you are selling? I'm selling some local agricultural products. For example, I am selling the lotus nuts, lotus seeds. Lixin Township is also known as the hometown of lotus seed. We have large production of lotus seed. Almost every household will have such a pool producing lotus seeds. And we have a very stringent production procedure. You could scan the QR code and you could see the very stringent production chain. That is our way of guaranteeing quality. You could get information about every link in the production chain. So, can I assume that you're selling and promoting your products online? Yes, we are on Tmall and other e-commerce platforms, and we can produce based on on-demand service. For example, the different rice, and we can also produce the beans based on the demands elsewhere, and we will follow the entire demand market. Online sales must be very convenient, huh? Yes, it is. If I get an order, I can directly deliver. I can also work with the local carrier services. So if I get an order this morning, I could just deliver the products on the same day. It's very convenient. His shop is very famous in our local e-commerce industrial park. In the past, we had poor transportation facilities, even though our products are very high quality, but we cannot sell them outside. So we built such an e-commerce-based industrial chain with certain trainers, and we train our villagers. And Mr. Chiu here has been one trainee, and he's developing very well among all the e-commerce shoppers. Particularly, the revenues coming out of the yellow pears are quite astonishing. We can sell about 500,000 per month. Every day, we can sell 200 to 300 units of the fruits, and you have to book earlier, otherwise you cannot even get one. The local pears can only last for 15 days to 20 days. So after they buy one order and they want to repurchase, maybe we're not in supply anymore. So indeed, new media and new technologies are helping promoting those local produce nationwide. I saw some lanterns there. Yes, it's handmade. Our masters are making the lanterns on the site. It's quite complex. They have to prepare a lot of things beforehand. They are also the inheritors of the local handicrafts. Could you introduce something? What is the name of the lantern? It's called Huabo lantern. We are the 8th generation of inheritors of this handicraft. So I really want to thank CCTV for giving us such a promotion. Could you introduce to us about the highlights or features of this lantern? Since it's totally made by hands, you could see our masters are doing it. So they could just carve the flower patterns and the birds or those characters. It's all drawn with our own hands. And also we have a frame. It's made of bamboo. And we also have a base on the bottom. So we use our hand to attach the papers with the drawn patterns into this frame. Could you show us the procedure? Yeah, over there our inheritors are doing the same thing. They use the colored paper to carve. Is this a local feature? What is the significance of this lantern? Or is there any story behind the lantern? We may use the lanterns to celebrate some events like harvesting or spring festival. This one could also be used for dancing activities. Could you show us? Some ladies may be dancing holding those lanterns. You could see, you could grasp from the bottom. So people will hold the two lanterns to celebrate and dance. So they can dance while holding and showing those beautiful lanterns, yes. In some traditional festivals, those lanterns will be presented as well, like today. Or we can also provide those lanterns to some employers. Even though those lanterns may have some exaggerated patterns, but they represent the world peace, the prosperity of our nation, and the well-being of the common people. So it's truly a traditional culture and custom here. And you are the inheritors of that handicraft. Yes, we pass on this technique generation after generation. So since today it's a celebration event, we are here. And we will have some performances for many local events. Thank you, thank you. We look forward to seeing more lantern performance. That is lotus seeds? Yes, lotus seeds. They are from the Huapai village. They are home to multiple productions to help the local villagers out of poverty. They are like the farmers' industry. Could you introduce to us? I'm also the village party secretary. We produce some organic lotus seeds. We use no fertilizers or pesticides throughout the process. And we also produce some aquatics industry to generate revenue, so we can support the local farmers in getting out of poverty. You just raised villagers out of poverty, right? Yes. And we have a long history of attending such a festival. We want to pray for good climate and good harvesting. And in this event, many local specialties can be sold and promoted. The youngsters can sell those agricultural products online, so that helped farmers to raise their yields and sales. In July, together with the village government, we have another pickup and harvesting festival. That festival is about introducing and picking up the peaches and pears, so they are a large source of revenues. Also with multiple industry development, like the aquatic industry and the lotus seeds. And we also have some homestead accommodation services open to the tourists. Last year, we finally have been out of poverty. Our whole village has been out of poverty. So that is indeed very important achievement. For today, we are coming here to pray for good harvesting and good revenues for farmers. For the pears or the pear trees, I think those are major source of revenue for local farmers. Yes, we hold those festivals to attract more tourists to buy local specialties. Let's take the peaches and the yellow pears for an example. Those things could be better advertised and promoted. For the lotus seeds and the mushrooms and many other dried vegetables, they could be sold. The youngsters can even use their cell phones to promote the products for us. So it's a very important platform for us. And we have increased the channels of sales. I heard it's the hometown of yellow pears. When will be the season for the fruits to come to the market? About the end of July. The earliest harvesting is 翠冠 pear, and then yellow pear, and then yellow peach. In Shuixiang Yu village, we also have a Jinzhen flower. They can be picked up, including the lotus seeds. We also have some leisuring activities like fishing. Those would be some attractions and appeals to the tourists. For the local pears, do they taste different from the other pears? It has very thin skin and it's more rich and sweet. It contains higher amount of sweetness and water, so it tastes very good, particularly in summertime when it's very hot. Eating such a pear would cool you down. At the first sight, I feel like the entire mountain is capped with such pear flowers. So does every household produce pear tree? We have about 5,000 mu of yellow pear trees. Now you are looking at about half of that area within my village. Lixin village has also over tens of thousands mu of pear trees. Every day we will deliver about 100 trucks of pears outside. Like the lady introduced, our pears have sweet taste and they're also mouth-watering, and they have thin skin. We are also producing a lot of green food. From production to flowering to fruition, we have a monitoring system monitoring our usage of fertilizers or pesticides. They also give us a lot of guidance about organic and fertile soil and the toxicity theories, so we can produce standardized products in order to be marketized. With the QR code, you could track the entire system with the monitoring in place, so everyone could be reassured about the quality of our pears, lotus seeds, and peaches. Thank you.
花朝节最早是起源于春秋时期，然后我们李兴镇这么多年来一直保留着。
Huazhong Festival has a history of the spring and autumn states areas, and we have carried on such a tradition since then. On that day, we will celebrate the festival with a lot of performances. For example, we will tie those red ribbons to the trees to pray for good climate conditions and also prosperity.
一些我们当地的特色小吃，我们可以来看一下。
哦，这也是咱们清明节前专门去。
对，这些基本都是在清明前后，然后会制作的一种，也是我们当地的人纯手工制作的。这些草啊那些什么都是由当地就地取材的那种。这个绿色这种叫清明果。然后它是分为2种馅，这个是笋的，也是我们当地的笋，然后还有加上肉末，然后这个是豆沙的，就分为2种，甜的馅跟那个辣的馅。
这个面是什么做的呢？
清明草嘛，
Those two are the raw materials
就清明季节才有，这是我们老传统传下来的，这吃了也比较养生。
One is the sweetened beans.
跟我们说说呗。有什么讲究？
The other one is the bamboo shoot,
看您那个拧的
and
这个
it's very
拧的这个
healthy.
纹还不太一样。
Can we try to make one donut by ourselves? Sure.
不同馅儿。
And I could see they're in different shapes.
这代表豆沙
Yes,
的。
we make 2 different shapes to differentiate between 2 different
然后
inside
像这
raw
种扁一点
materials.
的，这种就是我们的笋的
For
馅。
example, that shape,
笋好
when
像也
it's
是
in
当
a
地的特色，
pyramid
应
shape,
该山东是
it's
吧？
made of the sweetened beans.
自己挖的嘛。
所采用的这些食材全部都是纯天然的，然后当地取材的这种，大家可以吃的放心。
They're organic and natural food, so you could be satisfied
我
with
们
the
这好多
quality.
游客也过来，咱们一起学一学呗啊！
来，现场。
Many tourists are coming here.
清明草
Let's try to make one by
来
ourselves.
来，进去。
It's made of 清明
您起来
grasses.
来体验一下吧。
体验一下，快乐的不得了。我手很干净。那是无国宝，那是不错。好像再小一点。
然后 磨成一个圆的，这样子磨成一个圆的，然后中间像它一样往底下挤一下。
You keep rolling and make it round shaped, and then you press it into a pie shaped.
边包您再给我们介绍介绍这个。
这个是吗？
And you dip the
这就
spoon
是我们
into the
农村
oil,
我们建宁人嘛，
and you get some
我们民间人每年到了清明，它有这个草嘛，一年一季，一
some
年只有一
shoots
季。
of bamboo, or they sweeten
还怎么
these
说不来了？
into. Every year we have only one season producing
非常
this.
养生的，
环保
对对。
代表
It's very healthy.
人的一种节气的一种吉祥健康。
可以了，可以了，可以了。
It represents health and good fortune.
加就可以，可以，可以。
喜欢怎么吃？
You could choose the stuffing by yourself, 2 of them. You put the stuffing
它这样
into
子是
it.
最好包。
It's quite simple as making a dumpling.
您这真成包饺子了，那哪成啊？
时令的地方小吃，
只要给它拼在一起就可以了。
爱炒
哦，
清明
哎，我们这位游客包的，您觉得合格吗？您觉得合格吗？这样的
不合格，
感觉跟人家这个还不太一样。
How do you feel about the donuts
你看
made
这个造
out
型
made
它
by
有
our
点特
tourists?
色啊，我觉得它这个造
It's
型
different
是吧
from？ours
这个
making.
做的比较好。
啊，这个好。
是这样子包的。
哦，哎，那这个就像饺子了。
好吃的。
This one is better. It looks better. That one looks like a
啊，一开
dumpling.
始你看人家把面是专门揉成这样的一种形状，这样比较容易
Try another
容
one.
易捏上啊。
You could see the make this wrapper, the dough wrapper, into a shape like that, like a bowl. 好，哎，我看前面这还有一个，咱们这前面这个是当地的，好，风调雨顺，风调雨顺。
好，这边也是我们当地人做的一个特色小吃，这个是叫米豆腐，然后这个是叫笋饼。
笋饼和
对
米豆腐哦，
对
现在人看到的
这是我们
米豆
理
腐。
心的特色。
It's kind of a pie here.
哦，
It's also
这个米
from
豆腐都
Lixin
是用
village
大米，
traditional
然后
food.
大米，然后用那个水，就大米跟水。
So that tofu
我们用的
is
那草木碱
mixed together with rice and water.
制作而成的。那我们这个就是理心人，每一年都到了新米下山的时候，就是新米出来的时候，一
Lixin
定会做米
villagers
豆腐去祈求上天的恩赐，感谢上天。
will
然后呢，祈求来年的
make
风调雨
such
顺。
a rice
那
made
近年来，我
tofu
们理心人民
when
呢，
the
起码的理
rice
心
are
人民
harvested
把这个米豆
to
腐呢
pray
不断的改
for
良，
good harvesting to
最
the
后成了
god.
眼镜文明的
And
名
this
小吃
year
了。
哦，米豆腐。
We have improved the technique
跟
of the
猪血还有
rice
那个
made
白豆腐
tofu
一
and
起做。
rice
哦，这里面有
made
猪血。
tofu has
对
become
这边
a
这边
very
是做成
famous
的
咱
local
们看一下，就
food
是切成这样的小块儿之后
这边，是煮好的，可以看一下。
Let's look at the small slices and
你
the
要不尝
tofu
尝尝一下
slices
给我来一点点
burn
就行啊，
into the soup.
体验一下咱们当地的这个特色
Do
美
you
食
want to
哈
have a。try?
我也是吃货一枚。
Cool. I really want to
少
try
来少
the
来
local
少
food.
少来一点点。哎，
I really love eating the food.
来看一下哈，这就是切
A
好的
little
米
bit
豆
is
腐。
okay. They're sliced
这里面
and
这
done.
个深色的是猪血，
对
浅色的是米豆腐。
对，然后还这个白色的是我们的那个白豆腐。
For the dark
可以
color,
根
that
据个人
must
的
be
口感，也可以
the
加辣
blood.
椒啊、醋啊
吃一块哈，
然后那个酸菜一起。
You could also
要在
add
我们
some
店里可能会
spices
更好一
based
点，这
on
边
your
条件会比较
preference.
有限一
You
点。
could also put in some vegetables, like the cabbages.
更
If you go to their
有点
families
大
or
米的
the
那种
restaurants,
浓浓的那
you
种米
could
香的
add
味儿，
more.
是吧？然后还有点汤里面好像有点那
It
种
tastes
汤汁
really
的味儿，
like the rice.
怎么样？
不错。
And I
味道
think
很
in
好
the。soup they have very strong
这个是什么？
flavor.
这个是笋
It
饼，
tastes
这个也是
perfect.
要腌的这种。
哎，对，我们的摄影师尝一下，来来来，再给我一张筷子。
That is a pie.
来，我们辛苦了摄影师啊，我们摄影
How about
师。
our photographer have
给我
a
们摄影
bite?
师打一碗，
哎，
给
摄影
摄影师打
师，
He has been working very
看
hard.
着啊，咱们见证一下啊，我给我们摄影师加一块儿，来见证一下哈，来，哎，我们摄影师，好嘞，哎呦，好嘞。
help yourself?
啊，对，笋饼，
有一点点小辣，所以我就添冰上了一点点，给你们尝一下。
这个已经
You can also have a bite of the taste
还有
of the pie. It's a little bit spicy.
用新鲜的小笋给它
And that pie is made of meat and bamboo shoots. We take the fresh bamboo shoots and pickle it for about 3 to 5 days with the spices, and then we cook it. And many local people would like to drink over the bamboo shoots pie.
这个还好，没有很辣。
Could you give me a small piece?
不会很辣，没关系，没关系，没关系，不会很辣。
一点点啊。
这还好啦。
It's not that spicy. It's okay. Just have a go.
还行。
It's very crispy.
不辣不辣，挺
And
好
could
吃
you
的。
来，摄影师，来，摄影师见证一下。
stay for a distance from me? My face looks bigger if you zoom in. It's really not that spicy. You can have a try. Thank you.
我也可以吃一个。啊。切小一点。啊。
啊？
边上的更脆。
行，来，咱们再收个尾，收个尾来。就往前这样收尾，拿那个当。信号不好，信号不好。信号不好，那我对那。
好，行，好了，叫你们开始。好，哎，好，准备开始，来，预备，好，开始。好。
我最 在上面呢，飞机在上面，这瑜伽呢。
我们这次的活动依托我们建宁的特色农业产业自然优势，通过将民俗体验。
Our activity relies on the local agricultural specialties as our advantage. We have some ethnic folk customs and sports activities as well as agricultural sightseeing. With those unique features, we attract a lot of tourists from the nation to have a tour here. So the village-based tourism has become a new source of revenue for the local villagers.
好，我们看到啊，这个游人是现在是越来越多了，然后把我们整个这个区域挤得是满满当当的。
We're watching more tourists coming into this area. We're swamped with people now. And it seems like the flowers are in full bloom and the sunlight is shooting at us. It's more beautiful. Many photographers are taking their cameras to shoot at those flowers. The scenery is really striking. Our visitors are appreciating the flowers, and this is about the end of our live streaming. So thank you for your watching and your support. And we welcome you to my hometown. See you.